Hey, Jeff.
Is there someone else hosting with you as well?
So I will give you a behind-the-scenes spoiler. They zoomed in on me because Jamie's going potty. Don't tell anybody. Sorry,
All right,
what's
Eric.
up?
Well,
Jamie's going to kill me for that, by the way.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. He'll get over it.
What's up?
I love you. I was just listening to what you said. And that's really the heart of my religion as a Christian. And, one of the things I noticed is that, when I express that to unbelievers or people that are opposed to what I believe, often it inspires sort of a negative reaction. Like, first of all, that they feel like I'm being disingenuous when I tell them that I love them, and it's like, it's almost an offense to them. You know why that is?
Yes. Yes, I do. Because I felt the same way as a Christian. And as an atheist, I want to try and spread the love as well. The problem is when you say that you're a Christian, unless you have a very specific, non-standard definition of your God, we usually have a very specific, subset of things that have to be true for Christianity to be true. And if you say, well, it's just all love and therefore, you know what I mean, and I accept it as true, then I'll take the love, man. I promise I will. But what I won't do is I won't accept all of the baggage that's trying to ride in under it. You know what I mean?
Well, initially, I mean, it's like we all do as humans. I guess we assume things about other people, and that's what we kind of define as prejudice, I guess.
Well,
you prejudge. Because, I mean, if I say that I'm a Christian and I love you, right, all the stuff you're talking about, all that baggage and stuff that you say that you don't want, you want the love, but you don't want all the baggage. Well, I haven't really presented any of the baggage initially. I'm just basically just telling you, hey, man, I love you.
Exactly.
What I mean? That's what I'm leading with that. So it's like,
you asked me why. You asked me why, and so I was trying to give you the best representation of what I've seen.
Go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt you, but go ahead.
No. I'm responding to you. I'm actively talking with you. What I did was I tried to give you the best representation of what I've seen. It's not going to be true in all cases, but you asked me why that happens, and so I tried to give you the best representation that I could.
Okay, and I completely understand that because I've seen that, and I probably have been. I'm sure I've been guilty of it even myself.
For sure. Can I offer a tool that can help?
Sure.
It's called charitable listening, and it actually has definition though. We can actually really get into what charitable listening is, and what charitable listening is when you're having a conversation with somebody, when you are, especially when we're disagreeing. You assume the best intentions.
Yeah.
Right? If you say, I think X, well, I could be uncharitable and go, that guy's a monster, right?
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be charitable to you. Instead, what I should do is say, when you say X, do you mean Y? And give you the opportunity to live up to the best version of you. Right? We help each other when we're charitable.
I agree.
And so
definitely agree.
That's wonderful. But that's the tool that I would offer is use charitable listening, everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
So what specifically did you want to talk about? Because we don't have a lot of time and I want to make sure I address your question.
Man, I'm sorry, Eric. I wish I could be more laser focused on a question that I had for you. Like I said, I kind of came in on the tail end of the show.
No worries.
I do want to express this. I have observed that thing you just described about charitable listening, and I've observed you guys' interaction with people. And I call in more I've called in more so to the atheist experience. This is really my first time really calling into you guys. But I want to commend you for using that as a tool to engage people in your conversation. Because I totally 100% agree. Charitable listening. In fact, even the phrase charitable listening, I love that.
Good. Spread it around. Tell your friends.
Absolutely, man. And you know what? Do that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just want to encourage you guys to continue to do that because that's going to open up a lot of understanding between people. And that's really what it's all about, getting an understanding. Because whenever there's misunderstanding and there's anger and a bunch of other negative stuff, nobody benefits from any of that, you know. And I love to hear when you guys are able to connect with people and guys get understanding between people, because we move forward with that, and I'm all for it. So
you're right,
just
Jeff.
want to encourage you to keep doing that, man.
Jeff, I agree with you.
I'm going to try to call you guys back later with a more focused question and engage a little further.
Actually, there's a question that they wrote in the notes, and I'll prompt you, but I just want to jump on top of that and say, you're right. When you're uncharitable, it leads to misunderstanding and anger, and that doesn't get us anywhere. So in the notes, it says faith is used all the time in many areas, and that if you're using faith and I'm using faith, then we're about the same. Was that an argument that you were going to make?
Well, yeah, I just, this is what I always talk to the people that I'm using when I call the atheist experience. I always talk to them about the reality, because Matt often says, you know, there's no pathway to absolute certainty about truth, right? And then he makes the statement, faith is no pathway to truth, you know, and I totally disagree with that.
Why?
I absolutely disagree, because what's my name, Eric?
You told me it's Jeffrey, or Jeff.
Exactly. And that's the truth. How do you know that?
Well, I think we might have a problem with definitions.
Okay, we can go to the definition of faith. My basic definition of faith
truth.
Is trust.
Truth.
Oh, definition of truth?
Yeah.
It's accurate to what exists, its existence.
Okay. So can I explore that? Because when I think of it, I think of capital T truth and lowercase t truth.
I understand. There are levels to just about everything you can talk about. So I understand that.
The reason I draw the distinction is because I think capital T truth, what is objectively true, I want to get as close as I can to, but I don't actually think we have the tools to verify that it's true. And so we're always stuck with lowercase t truth.
Well, that is my point to Matt, and always, because that is the case. Mm-hmm. Faith is indispensable. There is no way to escape faith. Well, in any intellectual discovery or enterprise, it's inescapable. So to kind of deny that you use faith is really intellectually dishonest. Well, it's totally dishonest.
It depends on my definition, doesn't it? Because if I define faith as something, if I define it as the same thing as you, and then, I mean, could you give me your definition of faith?
Trust.
Okay.
Like when I told you my name is Jeff, right? Mm-hmm. And I told you that's the truth, right? Mm-hmm. Now you have a decision. Now people buck on this and they say that faith is not something that you exercise, like it's something that you're either convinced of or you're not, right? But in reality, you're either going to believe that I'm telling you the truth or not.
Right.
Right.
So,
and it is the truth. And so my definition of faith is simply trust. Like if I make a statement, you either trust that to be true or you don't.
No, I'm with you. If we're using your definition of faith, then I don't think we're going to have an argument. I just define faith differently, right? I think that.
Okay, how do you define that? Because I always go ahead and say it real quick. I don't want to waste no time.
No worries. So when we're having these discussions about faith, usually the discussions have to do with accepting evidence and what evidence is available, right? And so, why would you believe something? When I use the word faith, I'm using it in along with the word belief so that I can have a more nuanced conversation, right? So I draw a distinction between the words and make sure that we agree on our definitions. And if we agree on our definitions, we can have a more nuanced conversation. So when I talk about faith, I treat that as accepting something without evidence. And belief is accepting something because of evidence or with evidence. If you're using my
Now,
definition, would you agree with me? If you were using my definition?
I don't. First of all, you said accepting something without evidence.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that I don't. To be perfectly honest with you, Eric, I don't even think that exists, bro. I really don't.
Do you have evidence for? So the reason we have that is because when we're talking about religious claims, people will say they accept a thing and they don't have the evidence for it, and we ask why, and they say because I have faith. So I am left to define it as something that is accepted without evidence.
The reason that they say that is because of the evidence that they have is usually the Bible, the words that are written in the Bible, right? And they don't want to embrace that and say, that is the evidence that I accept. I'm not afraid to do that. I absolutely do that.
I don't think you're afraid to. I think that the outrage is on definitions.
The people that don't give you an answer to the question of why, I believe a lot of them are fearful to say that because it's been so mocked, this thing that they have their faith in. Well, really, it's really not the words in the book so much as it is the person revealed in the book that they have. Well, I'm speaking for me. I can't speak for them.
Yeah,
it's not the book itself. It's the person that's revealed in the book that I have faith in. It's the person that you really ultimately have faith in.
Without the book, you wouldn't have anything to have faith in.
Just like you have faith in. The book would be me telling you.
Just like I have faith in what, Brian? Or Jeffrey, sorry. I looked at Bryn, Pennsylvania. Jeffrey.
That's okay. Like in other words, like when I said...
You have faith in Jesus just like Eric has faith in what?
You have faith in me.
No.
When I tell...
Nope. Hold on. Nope. No.
Okay.
No. If we're using your definition, that is not true. If we're using my definition, that is not true. So we have to stop there. We agree on definitions first. I'm going to use your definition, faith being trust. So I'm no longer going to use the word faith. I'm going to use the word trust, right? Okay. You trust that Jesus exists in the same way that I trust that you exist. Is that about right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're on a video call. You're talking to me. We're interacting together. People are watching all over the internet right now, and they will watch it because it's going to be uploaded onto YouTube, or it is on YouTube. It's going to be staying on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Have you had that happen with Jesus?
Him being uploaded on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, obviously not.
YouTube Jesus.
In one sense, I can absolutely say that because Jesus is the Word of God made flesh, right?
That is a bullshit definition. There's no applicability to that definition. Let's try this again and make sure that we're talking about the same thing.
Okay.
You said that I accept that you exist in this exact same way that you accept that Jesus exists. And I gave you an example of how that is different, because you cannot verify to the same degree that Jesus exists that you can verify that I exist. Therefore, that is not equal. But I would expect you should have more evidence that Jesus exists. I mean, geez, the stakes are way higher, aren't they?
Well, I'm not sure I agree with you said I can't verify that Jesus exists.
In the same way that you verify. Yeah, so you can come to Austin, Texas, or the home of the Freethought Library, 1507 West Koenig Lane. Hello, live studio audience. Woo! You can come and see our show. You can meet me. You can shake my hand and have a beer with me.
Absolutely.
Can you do that with Jesus Christ?
Well, according to his own testimony in the Bible.
No, not according to anything. Can you do that with Jesus Christ, yes or no?
Yes.
Cool. Get video evidence, bring it in, and when you do, we can have that conversation.
Actually, he said at the Freethought Library, bring Jesus on down.
To the Freethought Library.
Like, serious, yeah. You don't even have to tell us in advance, just bring him.
Otherwise, Jeff, you are not accurately portraying this and you're playing word games. And that
No, I'm really Eric. I'm really not, man.
Not intentionally, but you are, dude. It's okay. Look back at this. We'll discuss it. I appreciate the love. I know we're past time, but Jeff,
not that much.
Have a happy Mother's Day.
Can I say?
Go for it.
Yeah,
go
happy
for it.
Mother's Day to you guys. I just want to say one more thing.
What's up, man?
Jamie returned, and I didn't get a chance to talk to him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey,
yo, Jamie,
say no. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Tell him to shave the Amish beard.
I gotta look at this and see what it looks like. Okay, cool. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace.
All right, take care, man.
Peace.